Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get this to connect to my YouTube here. There we go.
No worries.
I thought in the video, I was like, "Are you guys blood related?" That's
She
your
is, yeah, she is my
okay.
actual real sister. Grew up with her. Same father, same mother, and we are very much alike. And since the stem cell transplantation, she is actually a copy of my what's it called? My blood. She is 100% copy of my blood. So
Oh wow,
she got my stem cells, and
nice.
yeah,
Yeah, I thought when I watched the video, I was like, "Man, she looks like she's related to Reggie." So that's yeah, you guys look alike for sure.
crap. I am looking at Instagram right now. Someone really special joined the live, and I was hoping she was going to be asleep. Now I'm going to be extra freaking nervous. Okay, so I'm going to turn off Instagram.
I wish it would show me who is viewing on your side because I can
I,
only see like if it's I'm streaming to my YouTube channel, so I can see the viewers on that, but I can't see anything on your end.
for me, it's very new. I can see we have. I on the left side of my screen, I have a little bit of Instagram. So the Instagram 916. On the right side, I have the normal one. Then I have the
Hmm.
chat, and I have to jump into Instagram to see what actually is going on. Oh, and I see another woman joining the chat or joining the views on Instagram. It's Anna Papini. It's my most valued colleague that is no longer working at Mafra anymore. It is. I
Mm,
can tell you for this. I miss a couple of them, but I miss this one the most.
mm.
Fantastic woman. Oh my God. Anna, I'm hoping you're doing very fine. I'm so happy that you're looking at this because my God, I don't know what to say this in other ways, but I really miss you. I really miss you. You have no idea how much I miss you. Paula misses you. Everybody freaking misses you, but I miss you a lot. I miss you a lot, really. No, she was a part of my the original team when I started in the company, and yeah, some of them are already gone, and yeah, me and Fabio are basically the only ones left. Career choices, you can choose by anything means necessary. Why was there, but yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I miss her, really miss her. Good
What
woman.
was her What was her role?
She was like the what Special is doing now. She's like
Mm,
the woman arranging everything, talking to the customers. She was doing the support, and she had this incredible relationship with the customers. So if there's any issues, very easy communication. Spoke about 1,500 languages. I don't know how many, and also hungry for traveling. Traveled around the world many times, going to special places. Yeah,
wow, that's an important job.
yeah. She had some. Yeah, I think still she's irreplaceable. You cannot have that kind of an experience and relationship with your customers, and then expect the next guy or the next woman to pick it up where she left off because it was a unique position that she was doing, unique part of the work, and yeah, this communication with you have with customers, you build a relationship. It's just like you and me, man. We it started with the training, and look where we are now. I'm happy to call you one of my friends now.
For
It grew
sure.
something very nice, and I'm yeah,
Same
very
here, man.
excited to see where we are going to go because we are going to do some awesome stuff. On a side note,
Oh yeah.
nobody knows about this, but there is something happening in October. You are definitely going to stay 1 or 2 days longer together with another guy that am going to do something extra with, but only two people. I'm not going to extend this to many people, only two people. One reason that we discussed is what the reason why you are going to stay a little bit longer. The other guy is going to stay for the same reason. It's
Mm,
important.
okay.
Ah, my God. I can't. It's unbelievable. This is how one comment from one woman can literally destroy my heart and destroy my nerves and everything. That's a very unique position. Very unique position. It's very fresh for me. I'm not going to go live on Instagram anymore. This is the biggest chance. She's going to watch. If she watches, I'm going to be off my game, so to speak. I will be lost in concentration. I'm also digressing, man. We are here for Q&A. We are here to discuss some stuff. Oh man, let's jump into
Yeah,
the
we
chat
are.
because fuck. Oh. And it's late. It's very late.
Yeah, I appreciate you getting on here so late for you, man. It's only 6 o'clock here. I know it's like midnight where you are.
But the detailing with AK. What's going on, my friend? Corey back in the house. Order placement fitties for the Labo foam cannon to make sure they work properly, so people can have spares when needed. Very good. Corey
Mm,
dismantled the Labocosmetica foam cannon completely. totally dismantled it just to see what the parts were like, so they can give some advice and questions. So if anybody has any questions about the foam cannon, please contact Corey. Do not contact me. I don't know. I only know what it looks like. I've heard about it. I've seen it. I've Corey's the first guy I saw that actually got it working, and then he did a dilution of never 1 to 25, 1 to 20. I don't know, very low dilution in the foam cannon. I was like, this thing is gonna spit water, but it blasted out foam. So apparently, it is also a good foam cannon, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm
100%.
excited. Ours are getting picked up this week, I believe. So we'll just be waiting on the boat
Yeah, and a
for it to
couple of other
come.
guys that we know, some guy from also Carolina type of a content creator contacted me today. Hey, I need one of those foam cannons. I said, I don't want to disclose anything, but I think you are in shortlist, the Nick shortlist to get these foam cannons.
Oh yeah. Yep. We're anxious to get them in, that's for sure. But it's all at this point, it'll just be waiting on the boat. So
That's what it is. It is literally waiting on the boat because now we are in the hands of what's it called, logistical support and stuff like that before this stuff is going to arrive. I have no idea when, how, when, or what. That's the one,
yeah.
Charleston Detail. Yeah, Charleston Detail. Did a credible video. If you want to see a little bit of, you don't know very much about Labocosmetica and you want to get inside of Labocosmetica and you're one of the first to see Labocosmetica, then yeah, check out check out the video from Eric from Charleston Detail, where he's walking through the first series of products where he's going to display all the things he did with some of the Labocosmetica products. And yeah, it was, we talked about this last time. Normally I said you're not capable of doing a good video about products and doing content creation in the same type of a quality, but yeah, he nailed it. So he did both. I think it's very difficult and yeah, curious.
Yeah, to detail and film. And I mean, I don't know, I'd have to be there. Like I know for me that would have slowed me down tremendously. I mean, it would have because I've never actually done like a start to finish detail and then video all of it. I've always just done like segments because at the time when I was doing service, I just quite frankly didn't have the time to slow a job down that much, but I'd say, hey, let's hop in, let's get this one part, or this one product or this process or whatever. But he went start to finish and it was really well done.
I'm curious because I also had some contact with Chelsea Longwell from Attention to Details. I believe it's the
Mhm.
channel Attention to, yeah, I think it's Attention to Details.
Yeah,
And she's
that's the
gonna
name.
make or made it in Fiero video where she did a Fiero
Mm.
approach. I'm very curious to see her results. She has some questions and stuff she already knew, but some verification, if you want to call it like that. And I'm very curious to see what that video is going to be like because I think she's going to present in a way that she did everything she could to revive a ceramic coating that was there for a long period of time. She was dead flat, and she said, "Okay, I'm going to use Fiero to polish it off, to prep it, and get it ready for new coating." And I like the approach. I mean, I'm still waiting. I'm waiting. It's probably tomorrow or whatever is going to go online. So tomorrow morning I wake up and I'm going to watch the video because that's interesting. If somebody finds a different way, normally we say, okay, we finish with Fiero, but to say, okay, we are going to remove something with Fiero and then immediately prep for new coating and then immediately apply a new coating. It's an interesting way, and it made me think that I might have to try that for myself as well to see how that works. And then we will definitely take her results as a running test, so we have something running on the side. Somebody that is not from the factory, is not affiliated with the brand, or is not one of the ambassadors. So just a detailer doing some tests, and I like that because that reminds me, I also have to get another guy on the podcast, Russ Arthur from Scotland. He also did a Fiero test where he was proving the accelerated bonding and the curing of the product, and then hopefully show that in the video. And then I replicated the video and I replicated the results. But I still want to talk to this guy and tell him some stuff that was going on.
Do you know what coating she did the testing with?
Not yet. I don't have the details yet, but I'm going to say yes. I
I'd be
will.
super interested to know because I can see that working in like a blend Plus or SPC, HPC Pro, like that kind of scenario, or even just HPC Pro, HPC 2.0. Meaning what you're saying is like removing it with the Fiero and then installing
Yeah,
a new coating. Yeah, I could see it happening in that, but I can think of some other coatings not in the Labo. And when I say Blendo plus SPC, I'm thinking like you remove the HPC, not remove the whole entire thing
true.
with
Very
Fiero,
true.
but like there's other coatings I can think of on the market that I've had experience with. I don't know how well that would work. Like I think that I guess you could remove the coating with Fiero, but you'd probably need a pretty aggressive pad. And at that point, you're kind of just smoking the paint anyways.
Yeah, well, in the case of Blindo, for example, if it's not strong enough in abrasion the pad, that you can indeed polish the Blindo without removing them. So I told her indeed if there's a very
Yeah,
strong physical coating, then you are probably going to make the physical coating look better and prep it for a top coat. So
yeah,
either way, either approach is going to land in something very nice, and something might differ in the duration depending on where it's going to go. But I think it's a very interesting approach, and I'm really interested to see what these results are going to be over time.
yeah.
I have
Oh yeah,
very good.
I'm gonna keep my eye on that. Stuff like
Yeah,
that really interests me.
me too. Me too. Especially if somebody else does it. I like that. Different approach, different person, different philosophy. I think that's more important than somebody from the factory or something. I
Agreed.
got a very good question, and this is something I might address this openly. Reggie, I came across a labo coating I have never heard or seen before. Detailing Mafia in India showed NGC, nano graphene coating. Is this a region specific only coating? And that is exactly what it is. It is a coating that is only for India. It's what you would call a custom made project only for India. I cannot tell you anything about what's inside, if there's actually graphene inside, or if they did just a little couple of sprinkles inside or anything. I don't know how it performs. I don't know how it installs, but I have seen indeed the bottles. I've also seen the bottles in the factory. I believe, as I'm understood, that the graphene culture in India is very strong. So the public is well aware about the existence of nano graphene type of a product. And therefore, to aid to that demand in the market, they made a specific coating for that market alone. So it's not something that we will see launching anywhere else around the world. Is going to stay exactly in India, and it's only for India. And I've also no idea about numbers. I don't know if it's being sold very well or it's a limited edition, but indeed it is existing, and it is a specific coating only for India.
Yeah.
Good question.
Do you know? Because where my mind immediately went, it's something more of like a targeting and marketing kind of thing, demographic. But I didn't know if it was like specific environmental contamination they have there, like unique to that area of the world. That's what they have that coating there. It sounds like maybe not the
Well,
case.
for sure, they have an extreme level of, I would say, fine dust, the stuff that makes the air pollution and stuff like that, smog, high metropolitan areas. I believe New Delhi alone is 18 million plus. Considering my entire country is 18 million, and then you have 18 million in one city, so everybody jammed in one place. You have a different type of contamination going on and flying all over the place. Plus, they do stuff when they have this. I don't know if it's a festival or tradition or a day or something, but that they light the land on fire to irrigate it by burning it. I went there once, and it was like you were walking through fog. Visibility was like 30 meters, like about 35 yards. You couldn't see a hand from front of your eye. It was it was difficult. I smoke. I still smoke a little bit. So I couldn't smoke my normal cigarettes. Couldn't smoke Marlboro Red. It was too much. I was not. I was within the smoking and smoking with the smoke and the smoke together. It was not doable. It was not
If
doable.
you're acquainted with cowboy killers, it's that bad, then it must be really bad because that's rough. Yeah, I imagine that would just absolutely smoke your ceramic coating and discolor your PPF. Probably pretty bad to be
Got a good one here. This one is yours, Nick. This is your special area. From Elizabeth Pedro. Hi, what is the best dilution for using preludio acidic or acido, grazie caro, to remove water spots from glass? I'm currently using 1 to 10. Which ratio would you use? Do you have any ratios that you have used by far or so far?
Okay, so full disclosure, the only time I've had Paludio acidic actually removed water spots, like genuinely they were there. We did normal rinseless, they did not come off, and then we used the Paludio acidic, and it removed them fully. Was on the glass roof of a customer's car, a Tesla, and her vehicle was one of the first cars I tested the Paludio system on, like before you guys actually released it. She lives. Her regiment is like she'll come get PPF on the vehicle, and then she works with horses a lot. That's like her passion. So she does like a long dirt road with this Tesla. If you took the front like plastic pieces out, I mean, there's like pounds of sand and dust and shit in this car. It's super dirty and it's white. So it was a great test vehicle, to see like, all right, how dirty of a car can be cleaned with rinseless? How does this fluidio stuff work? And it did remove the water spots she had on her roof at 1 to 10. But everything else that I've come across since then has been like an energo type of situation, unfortunately. Like I'm not, I guess for Pluto acidic, uh, it's really where it's given me the most value is like if the coating is slowing down or like a sealant slowing down due to mineral deposits. It's helped a lot there, but I don't know if it's just luck, you know, bad luck or whatever. But all the water spots I've come across lately, it has been we try the acidic wash, the acidic rinseless, and it's just so don't have too much experience with that, unfortunately.
I would say 1 to 10 is doable. Yeah. 1 to 10 with added abrasion. So something to scrub a little bit harder on the water spots would help. And I think the maximum dilution I would ever go is 1 to 5. If 1 to 5 is not
Yeah.
doing anything, then you can slowly start to assume that you have reached the end of the potential of preludio acidic and you will have to move to something like Energo. And then most likely it's possible with Energo. And of course, Energo also has limits. It's not a miracle product. It's just a really good water spot remover. But yeah.
Have you ever used friction with Energo?
Yeah, it's a very popular thing. So I'm going to say this. Everything or anybody that has ever done this so far that I know about is really dedicated to its work, really dedicated into understanding what chemicals are, the hazards about them, the safety.
Yep.
But I have had many cases where people were using abrasion in the form of a polish and some Energo to polish with Energo. So not creating heat, but using the friction of the polishing machine to
Yep.
scrub out water spots. Now, I'm not saying that everybody should try this at home. Please do not try this at home in any case. The people were extremely highly skilled and have worked with much,
Yeah.
much, much more dangerous chemicals than Energo. I mean, we have a product in Mafra called Chromobril. Yeah, that's the one. That's the starting dilution is 1 to 20. So you can imagine how powerful that is. No
I
VDA,
uh
no.
I had a friend advise that to me. It was my truck water spot, so I was so disappointed, man. Like our it was the first uh summer of the year in our home that we live in now. And the previous owners of the house, they just had the sprinklers, like the irrigation aimed where it was like hitting the driveway. And so I came out one day and like the whole side of my truck just had uh, sprinkler water all over it, and it was like a 90-degree day. So I was like, oh, fuck, here we go. And Energo got it off like everywhere just by hand. And there was a few spots where I was like, I really don't want to polish the PPF that I just put on this truck like 3 months ago or whatever it was at the time. Um, so my buddy was like, hey, have you tried polishing with it? I was like, I've never heard of such a thing. And then immediately I was like, it just in my mind, I was like, that sounds like a terrible idea. But he was like, just get a red pad, foam pad, and just like speed one and just kind of work the area, and sure enough, it worked. it works perfectly well. Like I didn't have to use polish or anything. It didn't like burnish the top coat off the PPF. It was like I was amazed. So I've done that a couple times now. I've not had to use the machine since, but like just taking a red pad by hand, and just kind of like work the product in a little bit more than just like spraying it and wiping it or whatever. So
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there are so. I mean, you can think about 1,000 ways to use a product, and many of them could be really responsible. And in the right hands, with some common sense with them, you can incredibly enhance the potential and the performance of these products. But with common sense, my God, with common sense, the extremes of what you want to see. If somebody shows something like this and the result is true and it is really beneficial, I will be the first to promote it. But I guess sometimes I get these things in the DMs where people write me stuff that they did and they had success, and I would say, okay, you had success because you know what you're doing. If I translate this to normal world, some cars are going to light on fire for sure.
yeah,
We will have people in the hospital and stuff like that. You cannot assume that everybody knows what you mean if you don't have the right context or if you explain everything perfectly like it is.
yeah. So you're saying don't take a microfiber pad and
For
in your
you can't,
DA and
you can't,
yeah,
you can't. I say that has been done many, many times, but I'm saying if
yeah.
you do this, this is not a recommendation.
Speed
So it's not, it's
fix.
not, it's off label. Calm,
Right.
the CTFD, calm down, everybody, just calm down and use your responsible brains. And I want you to live. I want you to live. I want you to be a customer for long. I want you to be a friend for long. Please stay alive. Our good friend Corey, of course, good friend Corey is he's going to do a 50-50 hood test with Fiero and Veritas on his mom's car. So he'll have real world 24 access to the car for updates. That is very good because it's the speeding of the curing. And I'm also curious to see, because I've never tested this long term, if Fiero has influence on the total duration of the coating. So I have proof, yes, that it speeds up the bonding process for sure. But how much is it going to be for the duration? Is there, because there is still something between you and the paint, or the coating and the paint. There is something in between. And coatings have been designed to go on paint for sure. That's what we have designed them for. That's paint coatings. So putting anything in between normally, interesting. I'm going to be very interesting.
I'll tell you. I believe in my mind it works better with Fiero. That's what I
Um,
started to tell myself after a long time because I got so tired of dealing with shitty paint and coating, like difficult to coat paints. Well, this was before I was using like HPC, so maybe I would have had a different tune. But I uh, I learned to just like love primer polishes because I was like, man, it just makes the install so much easier. Fiero definitely being my favorite of any of them, even though it's not really, I wouldn't just call it a primer polish. It's more than that. But like, I got to the point where I was like, I started skeptical, and then I was like, oh, this is the shit. And then after like a year or so of doing it, I was like, oh, this works better. I like this better. So in my mind, I think it works better, but I have no proof or actual evidence to back that up other than all the cars I've done primer polishes with, whether it's Fiero or other brands, like they have seemed to hold up just fine. Like I've never had oh man, we did this one with panel prep and that one with Fiero, and one's performing vastly better than the other. They all seem to do well. So but I guess my laziness makes me want to believe that the Fiero is the better option.
I got a good one for this one. This is going to be good. When watching Eddie from Charleston Details video of Eric from Charleston Details video, I would never have thought to use a product like Ductilate on the exterior like he did. Now, I can tell you, I just finished the video today with the story of Marco, the history of Ductilate, why it was produced, what was the angle, what was the approach, where can you use it, what kind of dilutions. It's about 12 minutes long of me speaking only the story of Ductilate, and then you will find out also anything that you can do with this product. But indeed, this product, if you that video is going to clear up a lot of things. Like in the video I explained, the story is true. It's about 90% of the people are using it for the interior. But if you find out what it can do on the exterior and you find out why it can do it on the exterior, why this formulation has been invented to do the right thing like this. Yeah, there are two groups. You have the group of APCs that are very good on the interior, but too weak on the exterior. And then you have the group of APCs that are very good on the exterior, but they are too strong and too powerful for the interior. And this synthesis that was missing was the actual angle why Ductilay was being produced or why being developed to find an APC that can do both in its respective dilution from 1 to 5 to 1 to 20 to 1 to 50, and then handle anything on the inside and the outside of the car. Luckily, I found some B-roll. So I basically downloaded all the videos from Labocosmetica about Ductilay, and I took those clips and I put them behind me because I'm sitting in the middle of the screen. Green screen is behind me, and while I'm telling the story, I'm projecting all the magical things and all the videos that we did in the last 8 years. And there are a couple of them, and then show some clips: engine base, wheel cleaning, pre-wash, interior, plastics, you name it. It's all going to be there. It's video number 1. I have 3 stories I already have. I'm waiting on Marco to give me the rest of the stories. Gradually, we'll post these videos more and more. First story is Ductilay. Second story I already got done is Omnia. I'm going to record that tomorrow and probably finish also Vadius. And Vadius also needs a story because that is probably going to be a freaking amazing story to tell. I love to tell these stories. If it were up to me, I would just sit here with candlelight like I did last time. And I did the 90-second version. Light it on fire, candlelight in front of a fireplace, and tell you guys the story. Now, the goal eventually is to take these stories that Marco had about the creation of the products and make a book. It's 10 years. Labocosmetica now, 2016 is when they started. It's 2026. I have no knowledge of anything happening in anything of a 10-year celebration. But I think a book like this could count for a good celebration to remember why we made these products. Why have these products been born? What was the angle? What was the innovation? What made them so special? And it's been 10 years. We talk about APC, pre-wash, acid wash, like it's the most normal thing. But these products have a name for a reason. It's a product that had been born. It's like a child that has been born. When a child is born, you have to give it a name. And therefore, you find out that there's a lot of what you would say history about these products that needs to be told.
I totally agree, man. That would be so sick. Like it reminds me of a book that my buddy gave me, and it's a real thick, like hardback book, but it's all the generations of BMW M3s, and it like goes into like the history and everything that went into it. I'm like, that's what I'm picturing, but for all the Labo products, that would be really, really cool. And I think give people just a lot of context that people just don't know about.
Yeah, same as me, because I love to hear these stories. Me and Marco used to sit down after a product finalization and he will tell me his thing and his angle and his everything. Yeah, the company's becoming bigger. There's less and less time. Oh, I got a good one. This needs to be in there. When are we going to get recommended PIR or final dilution ratios out of foam cannons? My pressure washer is putting out a 3.4 gallons at 1500 psi dilutes, way different than the one putting out 2 GPM at 10,000 psi. It's true. Maybe we have to do it. Maybe we have to sit down and find the actual PIR. We had discussed this last time. If somebody could explain it to me in the most simple way, maybe I'm going to reshoot that video. I'm going to reshoot that video. I think I can do that this week.
My question is you would determine the PIR and then it's up to the individual to figure it out their setup.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I'm going to make it very simple. I'm going to do a foam gun dilution ratio calculation. It's the simplest one I can think of. It's the one that Marco taught me, where you just take a bucket, you take a foam gun, and you take a measurement glass, and you take out some of the product from the measurement glass, you blast it into the bucket. You have the amount from the measurement glass and the total amount of the bucket. You deduct the measurement glass amount, and then you have your end dilution. I'm going to reshoot that. And then people can figure out what the PIR is going to be for their products. And they may even be adapted. So I've tested it with many foam guns and many different pressure washers. And then you see indeed that there's a different end dilution, that maybe 1 to 10 can be too much. And you could say I can go to 1 to 15, for example, and get to the same PIR, to the same cleaning power, because to generalize, indeed, maybe it's time to get an upgrade. I like this one. Yeah, good good feedback. Yeah, this is a very good one. What are you doing, man? It's midnight in EU. What the hell are you doing here? Well, Skullmass Bar. Yeah, it's a situation that we landed in. Normally we would do this at 10, but through some logistical issues and some busy people, we have to do this at this moment. This is the best way. And we are skipping the one for tomorrow, so we're doing it today. Maybe next week we will be at the right, I would say the right time, the original time. Do a Cox box. This is a little bit surprise live. We're just winging it at this moment. I didn't prepare anything. Yeah, we're just having a conversation with the people in the chat to see if there's anything interesting popping up. Now, yeah, to get the first couple of interesting things already popping up. So I'm already satisfied doing live. But indeed, it is very late. Even for me, it's also very late. It's way past my bedtime. I'm a couple of hours away from the next gym session.
You're a champ, bro.
That's okay, man. I went to the gym this morning. I did my work today. And we played some football or soccer. You guys would say soccer with my brother and his team. And then I took a shower and I said, well, I'm still fit, but I can't sleep yet. Just might as well do a live. There we go. One of the winners of the Cox box. I received my Cox box. Thank you guys again. Question for Hydra. Does it have water dispersing properties in engine base, like Mogrius Hyperdressing or KCX Motorblast? While wet, spray 1 to 4 and let dry. You will still have to wipe this. You will still have to spray it on and wipe it off. That's definitely what you need to do. You cannot do it like a Motorplast. I understand exactly which product you mean. It's a very nice product. Works very well. Given the right dilution. Don't over dilute. It could be turning into a nightmare. But yes, in the right dilution, very good product. Used to use this product when I was working in a car cleaning facility, when most of the cars we did was to get them ready for sale. And some of the stuff that you could not think of would happen there. So, for example, we had a mold, especially for the spare tires. So it was an older car. I had a spare tire. The spare tire was rusted. We took out the mold. We put the mold outside. And then we sprayed it with black paint. And then we used the same black paint to revive floor mats. So instead of cleaning the floor mat, we just put some black spray paint on it to revive the floor mat. So we literally just painted the floor mats back to black. Yeah, and we use these type of products as well to make the engine bay look fantastic. Nice and dressed up. But if you want to use Hydra for the engine bay, definitely still have to spray and wipe. 1 to 4, it's very light. 1 to 2, 1 to 1, pure. We'll get some nice protection and some nice chemical resistance and also some water spout resistance, surprisingly, from a water-based product.
Interesting. Yeah, no, a lot of the I worked on more BMWs than anything else. They had certain plastic and rubber materials, and I know SC he's got an M2. I want to say it's a N55 M2, if I'm not mistaken. It's like one of the originals. I could be wrong. But some of the plastics and rubbers in this engine bay are very prone to water spot. It's quite a
Good product. Still a good product. Needs a revision, I think. It's time to do some upgrading and some stuff, but it's all, if you want to go forward, we still have to, we have to keep moving forward.
Sure.
Got a good one here. This one, a good one. Inizio has technology where I can let the cleaner dry, and when water gets on it, it becomes liquid again. Or can I just rinse it off? But how long does it work? Well, very good question. So what happens is, again, this is theoretically what happens. I don't know if it's really that, because it's what you see. It's somehow it doesn't seem to dry up. If you do it with a normal soap or normal pre-wash or whatever, you will see product dry up. Somehow there's something in Inizio that keeps it from drying up completely. So it becomes greasy. It doesn't dry up completely. It's very strange. And because it doesn't dry up completely, it is easy to rinse off. You don't have to let it dry. So think about the new rinsers from Bilthamber, Fat Nude. You can let that dry up because it has the dry mode where you just literally let it dry up and then you rinse it off. With Inizio, it is not necessary to let it dry, but it can dry without making any issues and still have water rinsing off very easily. So no issues whatsoever. Good question.
What about the follow-up question? He said, "Does it work for 3 minutes, an hour, a day, a week, or a year? What's
I
the
have
what's
to
the
show that.
longest? What's the longest you've let it sit?"
The longest I've let it sit, I would say, is an hour, and it was deliberate, but it's not what I would do during a wash. I'm not going to wait for a pre-wash to work for an hour.
Yeah.
I make the round, the car's in the sun. When I finish the round, I rinse off. I did it on the wheels. On the wheels, it's very difficult to see if it's dry or it's wet. Yeah. So I would say 5-10 minutes necessary, 15 tops. But then,
Okay.
yeah,
My
good
mind,
one.
I overthink things, but my question would be: is it best to let it dry up? Like, is that giving it its full time of actually really working as long as it possibly can? Like, okay, it's dried up, now worked its full process, or do you yield lesser results by rinsing it off before it dries up? I guess
Nah,
what's
I
the
think when you
optimum
reach
time?
3-4 minutes, you're at the max of what it can do. It doesn't
Okay.
seem to. It needs to be so much more stronger, alkaline, caustic. It has to be dangerously caustic for something to do it in that amount of time. And that's not the type of product. It has cleaning power, but you're going to reach the level of that cleaning power very soon.
Ah,
And then
okay.
also, it needs to follow the philosophy of fast, easy, and simple. Put a
Yep.
trigger on it, spray it onto the surface, let it dwell, walk around the car, spray the parts that you want to clean, wait 2-3 minutes and rinse it off, and then get ready for a clean result. That is the main goal. This one, maybe you have something about this. How would you say is the best way to clean cloth seats and mats with no extractor? I was thinking scrub pad, Glico 1 to 5, and to wipe with a microfiber and a little bit of dry vacuuming. Well, just like that, exactly like that. The only
Yeah.
thing you have to do is manage the amount of chemicals you are going to put onto the surface. So it might be smarter to do 2 times a little than 1 times too much. Your dry vac is not capable of sucking out liquid, but because of the sucking, there is not much liquid going inside of the hose, and you can then have extra drying power. So scrub pad, microfiber, yes. If you can get your hands on the Martina 2.0 from Mafra, then you will have an amazing cleaning experience. Incredible.
What is that?
That is that synthetic drying towel. Synthetic drying towel is not right, but it's basically Chamois 2.0, but then with 2026 technology, 2025. It is amazing. You can clean glass streak free with a damn towel.
With just
You can
water.
clean it.
Yep.
It's fantastic. It's freaking fantastic. It's strange that we didn't put it in Labo. This was actually a towel that followed all the checks for Labo products.
Does it have some sort of polymer? Like, is
No,
it pre-treated with something? Okay.
no, it's
It's just the
literally
type of fiber it does
it
that.
sucks up water. If it's damp, you can clean with it. I think it's fantastic to do the PPF. If you have white PPF, it's fantastic to do PPF. I have one video on my YouTube channel where I show this towel where I'm only cleaning the interior when a damp towel. I just rinse out the towel every once in a while, make the towel clean, but I basically clean the entire interior with a damp towel. No chemicals added, nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I gotta get
Yeah,
some.
we need a pallet of those. Those things should be on Amazon, man.
The only thing I would add to Colma, I think that entire process is dialed in, and I know you're a frequent visitor to the chat. It seems like you know what you're doing, so I'm probably telling you something you already know. But however much time you plan on spending with the prep, so like your vacuuming, your air compressing, the two pH brush, like pre brushing out all the dust. I generally just tell people like if you thought it was going to take 20 minutes, probably spend like 40 minutes. Like maybe not double every single time, but
Good point.
just do that part as long as you can. Because if you don't have an extractor, like Reggie said, when you get to the introducing the liquid, the chemical, you'll find that you need way less, and it's just not as much of a mess to have to. You don't really have much to extract at all. So, um, in fact, I just feel like that, like a lot of things in detailing, that first prep step saves you so much time on the back end. And a lot of people, I don't think, get the fabrics prepped well enough, and then they start soaking it and getting it wet, and then it's
Agreed.
and then I need to let it dry, and then you start the whole freaking thing over again the next day or whatever. It's like, man, just take the time, get it right, hit it with that Glico scrub pad, Ductile as needed, and move on to the next thing.
Definitely agreed. Good point. Very nice ad, and it's a necessary ad. Very necessary. Let me see. We got another one. This is also maybe we have to figure out a little bit about the context. From AGB something something. I was told Fiero could lessen micro marring on a ceramic coated car. Which pad would you use? Well, then we have to say, okay, you could indeed use Fiero to polish the ceramic coating if it's a really good physical coating, so something that is hard and not able to be removed with physical abrasion with normal washing, like Blindo, like STC. Still STC, you can still give it a little tick with Fiero, but if you you would definitely have to go into the softer range. But then in the black, in the microfiber black, in the yellow, you're already moving into the polishing area. So
Yeah,
difficult to give a recommendation, but it's definitely going to be a very light and very soft pad, very light and no friction added. So no, don't stand on the machine while you're polishing. Just use the weight of your arm. Don't tilt it. Don't create any more friction than the machine is already doing for you. Then I think, a softer pad.
I agree.
Yeah,
I
this
would
is
need
going to be great.
a little more context, I guess.
Yeah, I think so too. Reggie, I would love to see all those videos, probably about the product stories, and I would love to meet you and Marco as well. Well, I hope at some point that I get to sit down with Marco and I can ask him these questions and then give him like an interview. The same what they did is when last year Mafra was 60 years in existence. They did the entire story of the family and the factory and how it was created, and then every single one of the family just keep popping up: the sister, the brother, Marco, the mother, Regina di Mafra, Lugina. Oh my God, it's the mother of Mafra, and and they tell stories about what happened during all those years and 60 years, where it started, how the family got together. They started in the bathtub. That video alone, I don't even know if it's public, but that is a very important video to give you some history about the factory. And I hope that Marco and me can do a similar type of a video where we just talk about these products and I ask him some questions and then he just blasts away, and then maybe you guys can finally see the amount of passion that is hiding in that man. I mean, they say I'm passionate about this brand. You and me both combined cannot get to the passion of Marco. There's some Italian inside. Yeah, we're
Oh,
going
I
to
mean,
do that.
I can tell from the videos he has, and then the time where I've spoken to him, he is extremely passionate. That's for sure.
Let me see. Guys, can we use Hydra directly on any surface of a car interior, or should we dilute it depending on the material? Definitely for the interior, diluted. Definitely. And then from 1 to 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is almost no change. I have 1 to 4, you almost have no change of appearance. Maybe some matting that is generally looking a little bit better, but 1 to 3 is actually starting to add something. Then you can definitely see a before and after, and you can make a 50-50. 1 to 1 for sure, but I think 1 to 1 is the most I use. That's not true. 1 to 3 is the one I use. There's my Dutch guy. I still have difficulties pouring so much liquid into a bottle and mix it with water. And my mixing bottle is going to be Hydra mixing bottle forever. It's not like I'm
Yeah,
capable of cleaning it after it. I tried it once, but you don't want to you don't want to mix that with something like Glico or Ductile when you're doing some seeds.
yeah. Or like, well, you don't dilute Nintito, but yeah, yeah.
Exactly like that. Oh my. Let me see where we at. Waiting for the stories. Yeah, well, one is popping up next time. Oh, Don Postma in the chat. It's on Facebook. What's up, Nick? What's up, Reggie? What's up, Don? Me and Don did some traveling, man. Me and Don went to a US tour together. We visited some of the dealers. We went to the south, we went to the north. Then we flew to Philadelphia and we drove to New York. And then Don was, I wasn't able to drive because I couldn't put the car on my name. So Don had to drive. Don had to get me to a weed dispensary back then to make sure I slept well. Those days are over. I don't need to go there anymore.
Nice.
It's been 18 weeks now. I'm still recovering. So oh, hi. Good question from Corey. What is the hardest thing to clean out of a fabric? Blood, chocolate, mustard? I this I have had some
I have
difficulties.
a smart ass answer, but
Sure.
dye like ink.
Oh, ink,
Yeah,
ink,
yeah.
ink. Fun fact:
But
ink has been now been tackled many times successfully with Varius, also on leather for leather transfer, jeans color transfer on leather, vegan leather. Varius is now kicking the living shit out of everything we have inside of the line. The
because
power inside of Varius.
for carpets, wouldn't Veritas be worth a shot?
They would say, yeah, but
Mm.
Veritas used to be a recommendation. It's not going to happen anymore. It's going to be Varius for sure.
Varius is incredible. I mean, like it. I know I was messaging you the other day about it. I just have trouble like reaching for most anything else for my interior now. I've not experimented with it enough on the exterior yet, but it cleans everything so well and so fast and it's so easy, and I guess I'm admittedly lazy. I like that it's ready to use. So, but one thing that I have noticed on Varius, and I was actually meaning to ask you about this. So, um, if you know why this is. So, I've got the Ford Raptor, and it's obvious that there's some, and it's not just the Raptors, other interiors have this too, like something to do with the coating that's on the leather and the doors. I don't know if you've ever worked on one. I don't even know how to describe it, like what the material is. It's like it's like a vinyl, but it's like textured. It almost looks like cloth until you get close and you touch it, and it's like plastic. But anyways, the leather, especially those vinyl doors, if you use like Ductile, a lot of just APCs that are safe for interiors, and it's hot outside, you can't wipe it off fast enough. Like, so say you take your scrub pad and I scrub the door and I go to wipe. If it's like 90 degrees outside, um, you can see like the impression of the microfiber, especially on like a black interior. You know, it's like you can see how the direction I wiped, and also like if I use a zero finish, like the Korean pearl weave, or if I use like a fluffier towel, longer pile, you can see the pattern of the microfiber. With Varius, because I have a lot of mobile detailers who are constantly asking me, they're like, what can I use that won't do that? And I've tested, it's very frustrating to deal with. Varius won't do that. And I was curious if you knew why. Because I was like extreme testing it, like spraying the door, letting it sit and like really dry and then wiping, and there's nothing.
It's
I was like,
something like it's the solvent thingy that's doing it inside. It's the solvent coming from the solvent family, behaving like a solvent. So it can do solvent cleaning type of a things, but it also has the solvent type of evaporation. You know, if you want to see something really insane about this product, just spray it onto the surface, wait a couple of minutes, and use some air to blow it off. And then you will see nothing. There's nothing left.
yeah, like I mean, this sounds really bad to say, and hopefully if Marco listens, he's not going to want to kill me. But I mean, seriously, the more I use it, I'm kind of like, I just have trouble justifying grabbing Ductile for the interior of my truck, because the
Hey,
interior of my truck's a great interior. I've got Alcantara, I've got leather, I've got that weird vinyl stuff on the doors. You got like the fake carbon fiber, like it has all these different surfaces, and it's like it just works perfectly. Like even if it doesn't matter how hot it is outside, doesn't matter what it is that I'm cleaning, it just seems to get it perfect every single time. The only time that I can really branch off of it is for Omnia, because I'm like, okay, I'm selecting this because I am disinfecting. I have two young kids, I have a dog, I want to sanitize, but outside of that, I'm like, I struggle to see why I would grab anything else. And it's how I'm starting to feel about Texia too. I mean, I fully understand you need 2 pH, especially if you're a professional. You have
sure.
to have the full arsenal, all the tools available. But there's not much that I've come across where I'm like, oh, Texia just didn't do it. It works. So I mean, Varius, Texia, Igea, those three, man, like I feel like you could tackle 90% of what comes across, even
I
as a
think so too.
professional.
I think so
Yeah.
too. It is, yeah, we are closing to the point where we say, if something is not, yeah, of course, a chemist could easily describe what is happening, but for us as users, if something
Yeah.
is not declared through science, you are moving into what they call magic. So what if science can explain what it's doing? It's magic, and that's what it's still doing for me. It is still doing magical stuff for me. Good question here from Cultura Detailing Shop. What's your favorite pad and polish combination for soft Japanese paint versus hard German paint, assuming both have moderate defects? For me, for sure, Leale. Leale. Leale yellow, Leale microfiber, Leale, Leale, Leale. It's probably my go-to for all the finicky, sensitive, delicate, hard to correct, sticky Leale, for sure. For me. For me, it's Leale. Microfiber yellow, yellow pad, orange pad, blue pad. Yeah, Leale works with all of them. And you can adapt them to the defects that are on the paint.
My question to this question is, I assume he's saying in one step, like he's wanting to get moderate defects out and finish it down, like coating ready. That's hard for me to do on like a soft Japanese paint, um, especially like a black vehicle. I mean, you have way more experience with layout than I do. Like for me, that would normally look like a Leale, and then following with Fiero. I always go for Fiero, soft paint that's shitty to coat. Um, so for me, it would be a two stepper. Two
Good point.
stepper.
Ah, yes, there we go. This is also a good one. I have not much information about these products. I know they have been released very recently. I have seen some of the bottles, but I have no experience with them whatsoever. But it is the Maniac has released 4 new products. I have to ask, with the product and cost with the product and cost effectiveness of their wheel and tire cleaner, why a ready to use wheel foam cleaner? For sure, it has to do with the same philosophy why the ready to use products have been born in Labocosmetica. It is a market demand where people just put a trigger on it, don't want to think about it, spray it, dwell it, rinse it, and love it. That's basically what these products need to do. Wheel
Yep.
and tire cleaner is still a concentrate. Yes, it is not a extreme concentrate where you can go to 1 to 50, but it is still a concentrate and you will still have to dilute. Meaning that if you have to dilute this, you need something extra in the form of either a foamer, a nebulizer, or a dilution bottle or a spray bottle. So you need extra tools. With a product like this, it is definitely ready to use. Everything's already inside. It's blasting it over the surface, dwell it, rinse it, and love it. That is probably for sure the reason why they have done it.
So for everyone who's in this live stream right now, probably can't relate to what I'm about to say
Okay, here we go.
because if you're here, you're into this. I personally think from a just a business standpoint and exposure standpoint, the RTU products are very necessary because you would be absolutely shocked. I mean, I could show you my TikTok DMs. I could show you my emails, my text messages. This is not an exaggeration. In 2025 alone, hundreds, like probably 200 or 300 messages. People are confused about the restrictions. Now, to everyone in this chat, that's like, what? Like, how? You know, like that's very normal. A lot of people just they're like, complicated. I'm not going to deal with this, and then they're going to go to something else. So I mean, it's really you're opening yourself up to so many more people to try a product that is just vastly better. I've had people who, you know, clients that just fall into that category. Like they are just not going to take the time to learn how to do all that by body. Like you're saying, they try the RTU stuff. Before the Labo RTU came out, what I would typically do is give a main. and kind of get them into the ecosystem and say, hey, this is, look, just put the sprayer on it, go. And then they'd be like, oh my God, this is like 500 times better than what I've been using. I'm like, yeah, well, they even have like these other ones. They are concentrated, you have to mix it. So kind of just, it gets them in and it opens their mind to like a higher level of detailing. Otherwise, you're just going to lose this entirely. And so, and also knowing you guys, I'm sure the RTU, just like the Labo stuff, it probably has unique points of differentiation. Like I doubt the wheel foam cleaner is just wheel and tire cleaner, but
No, it's
bring
definitely going to
water
be
down.
different
Yeah,
formulation.
it's going to be different. So
No
it's
way in hell Marco will ever accept something like this to be the
yeah,
same. It's some people that used to say, Maniac is the stuff that didn't make Labo, or something like Maniac is just a diluted version of Labo. It's Primus and foam gun pre-wash are not the same. Purifica and Black and Wrap shampoo, they are not the same. Foam gun pre-wash, what's the other one? Descale shampoo is not the same. It's so different in behavior. It's different dilutions, different in results. Everything is different for sure.
that's why we need the stories, man. I'm serious.
Exactly.
Like the amount that I've learned from you, I'm like, oh my God, I understand why everything exists. I mean, I'm still learning a lot. There's products that I have questions off, and I'm like, I can look at something now and go, oh, that, you know, like you said, it's not just the same thing with a different label. They are two products that are different. And in some cases, even as a professional, I might want foam gun pre-wash instead of Primus. Like it's not, one is not just like, oh, this is the less watered down one, same formula. They are very different, they serve two different purposes. And for some customers, one is going to serve way better than the other. And
True.
it's really smart how you guys have like how Marco and team have designed them very intentionally. Because I mean, there are a lot of brands that have like their RTU, so to speak, versions that it's literally just the same product. You know what I mean? It's like there is no difference. It's just
I got a good one here. I am new to the Labo Awesome line. What would be your lineup for fairly well maintained wheels and tires? For sure, I have always done the same thing, Primus and Sidero. Recently, Ryan from Fine Detailing gave me an idea where he was using Purifica in a bucket wash for also maintained wheels, and I'm going to add Purifica to my system. Even after Sidero, I will let Sidero do the I'll do the pre-wash, and the tires is going to be for Primus. I will give Sidero the chance to take off any fallout iron deposits, and after that, I'm going to do it with the Purifica, and I did 1 to 5. The reason I did 1 to 5 was I was because of this idea. I want to see if something could happen, and interestingly, I thought the little bit of protection I got from Beneficia was going to be shot. It was going to be done. And if it was done, it was going to be very okay. It was there for a while. I was not expecting it to be revived. But after that round of cleaning with Purifica 1 to 5 in a spray bottle, not in a foamer, just spray it, dwell it, brush it, and I rinsed it off, I managed to to revive an almost failing protection. And I was really surprised, really surprised. So my go-to, Primus, for well-maintained wheels, you can play around with the dilutions, but Primus, Sidero, and Purifica. That's what I'm going to
shout out,
put in my,
shout
yeah.
out to Ryan. That's I would love to do that.
Yeah, he said, he was this video about, I forgot, something like, are you using your assets the right way or something? And then, yeah, also give this. I get so many inspiration from videos like this. It's a different approach. They do a different approach, and I think, okay, they're onto something. Maybe I can elaborate on this approach and maybe make it a little bit more different, and then use the experience that I have to create something new. If I am the first to admit, I will not be the guy that's going to try to sell you more products. I rather give you more economical dilutions that you can extend your products so that you can use them more without buying more. That's more my go-to. But in this case, this worked extremely well. Very good, really good approach. Then we have Mr. Dagnet Rodriguez. Good evening, my friends. God bless all. God bless you too, my friend. Jesus is king. Oh, this is definitely your question. What is the best dilution ratio for using Hydrosave as a quick detailer on a black car to ensure a streak-free finish on the first pass? I would
You're not
say
gonna like my answer, but
show
go ahead first.
go. I'd say 1 to 50 or 1 to 100. 1 to 100 is probably
Okay.
the safer approach. 1 to 50, you're already into a good protection giving quick detailer,
Yeah.
to say the least.
I was gonna say 1 to 100, or I was gonna say it just perfect it 2.0.
Perfecta 2.0 would be better.
Yeah, like I don't know. I'm
So,
like I I appreciate that Save can do that. I think it's an awesome feature of the product, especially if you're like trying to simplify and not, some people want to be as streamlined as possible. Like, I don't want to have a bunch of products. I just want to try to get the most out of these, select products. I appreciate it can do that, but use Perfecta 2.0, and then I'm like, yeah, it's too good, you know.
there's not.
So,
This is an important one. This is a logistical one. We need 4.5 liter of Varius and Texa. Any update on ETA in US? Well, you heard it here first.
no, no update. I need to double check. I'll say for time frame, it's either going to happen very, very soon, like beginning of August, or if it's not then it's probably going to be 60 days out.
Okay, there we go. So November, maybe we are reaching. So I have to. I'm going to ask somebody at Mafra tomorrow at Labo if there's any plans for a 10-year celebration. Are we going to do something special? I have almost a milestone coming up on my YouTube channel. It's not my YouTube channel. It's not for the views and for the likes and stuff, but subscriber count is keeping rising. I'm closing very sure. I'm also almost around 1,000, and I'm just going to use an excuse to reach 1,000 subscribers, and then when I reach 1,000, I'm going to do an insane giveaway, ridiculous, like not even normal for 1,000 subscriber giveaway, but I'm going to do it because I'm going to use this opportunity. And then hopefully, then Labo is going to say, okay, we are all 10 years old with this. We need to do something awesome as well. Something at the end of the year, discount, I don't know, giveaways, I don't know, but it needs to be something special. If not, if Labo doesn't do it, I'm going to do it. I'm going to save up some money. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Save up some money, just in
I can
case, but save
throw
up some money.
I can throw it with you. I got some stuff I'm working on here in the U.S. Some cool Labo
Yes.
stuff.
Is it something about the apparels? Apparels.
Yes.
Yes. Shh. Shit, we're not allowed to talk about that. This is all behind
Yeah.
the scenes. It's
It will
you
be
want.
it will be to the Labo standard.
Yeah, yeah,
I'll say that. It's not just going to be some generic shirt with, it's going to be good stuff that holds up, that lasts a really long time, fits well, doesn't get torn up in the wash. It's going to look awesome. Colors are going to be exactly right.
Let me see. Another one. We have talking about a 2-3 step to correction on a hard German paint. What's your favorite pad and polish combination? Do you use a rotary polisher for the first step, or do you prefer DA with Audacia? I'll be honest, DA with Audacia is probably going to get you more results than rotary. For rotary, you will find it out. It takes a little bit more time to figure out what the cutting skills of Audacia are with rotary. But from my experience, I have to be honest, it's probably going to go faster and with a better finish with a DA. Yes, and then use a short piled microfiber pad for some nice cutting. Temperature is going to stay low. You have a good cut with a nice finish, so you can close it down most likely in 90% of the cases in 2 steps.
I've not used um this is a Labo live stream, but because I've not used Audace on a rotary. Um, so I trust your assessment on that. But generally speaking, all the different compounds I've used over the years on the hard German paints, I do like rotary. Um, Only because I find that with DA, if it's really hard paint, like some of the Audi and like the Mercedes ceramic clear and the Lamborghini paints, like some of them that I've had come through the shop in the past, like 9 out of 10 or 9.5 out of 10 on like, 10 being like the hardest paint ever. It's like polishing fucking granite. You know, it's just impossible. That the only way I could start to get scratches out with DA was to turn the speed up very high and apply pressure. And then it's like you're just mowing the paint down and it's making it super hazy. That's normally when I would reach for rotary. But yeah, there's definitely certain compounds that do not work well on rotary. So I've never tried Audace on there, but I do see the value in rotary for very specific scenarios like that.
Okay, so I'm for my personal rest, I'm gonna say I'm gonna end the live stream for today. I'm going to go to bed for sure. I'm going to go to bed. Next week we will do a traditional live stream, normal time, probably somewhat in the same day. We will also do a
Yep.
Coxbox for sure. We can Coxbox for sure, and some giveaways, of course. Then I would like to thank you, Nick, for making a special exception in your mountain retreat to come online.
And you're making the exception. It's like what, 1 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, it's
Is it 1 a.m.?
yeah, it's 1 a.m. in the morning. It's 1 a.m. in the
You're a
morning.
wild man.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you being willing to hop on here so late with me. And yeah, next week we'll do it at the normal time and it'll be great, man.
Perfect. Thanks everybody for watching, and I hope to see you guys on the next live stream. This is Reggie Cox signing out, and Nick Parks. Labocosmetica Q&A Wednesday, 3 July 2026, and I'll see you guys next week.
Peace.
Peace, guys.